got from sunny San Diego, California, Melissa Fino. She's the bestseller author of Little Miss Perfect. And she's also the founder of your Love Your Life community. How are you? Can you hear us? I think you need to be unmuted. Let me unmute you. Oh, there you are.
I'm absolutely fabulous. How are you?
Great. Is it warm there? Because it's freezing here.
It's warm in between the hours of about 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then it gets pretty chilly early morning or late at night.
That's brilliant. Oh, Melissa, I am so grateful that you're joining us tonight, and you're going to tell us all your story, but you're going to focus on breaking free from perfectionism, which is my problem personally. I think it's a lot of women have the same problem, but I'd like to hear what you've got to say about these and how we can sort these out ourselves for our own businesses and life in general. And tell us about you. Yeah. Tell us about you first, and then tell us about the perfectionism, please.
Yeah. So I didn't realize that perfectionism was the one thing that was holding me back for most of my life, and I mean decades. I dropped out of high school, and then I got a job, which one was I was comfortable in, and I stayed in that job for about 15 years, not knowing that I wasn't happy. I was just kind of going through the motions in life.
At one point, did you realize that you weren't happy? What was it? What happened?
The catalyst for change in my life was when I lost my father.
Oh, sorry.
No, I mean, I always say that his last breath was my first breath in life.
Wow, that gives me goosebumps.
Yeah, it gifted me in a way that I realized that I had this life and I wasn't living it. I wasn't following any of the desires that I had, that I wanted to be. And I feel as if he held me up to this pedestal, and I felt like I didn't deserve to be there, and I wasn't reaching it by any way.
Wow.
Yeah. So I started to take action in different ways. I went back to community college, and then I got my bachelor's degree, graduated with honors, and that led me to getting my master's degree. And that brought me into the world of coaching.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. I was on track to become a therapist. And then, my last semester I took a coaching and consultation course, and I was like, yep, this is for me. This is where my life is going to be now.
It's, I think, finding your own passion, isn't it? What makes your soul sing every morning, makes you get up the bed and say, I can't wait to do this, isn't it?
Yeah, I got my master's in social work, and I feel as if every semester and every year I work through a different personal experience that I hadn't worked through in my life. So it was almost as if I went through my youth, and then I went through my 20s, and then as I progressed, I always started to work with people or women who were more evolved as I was growing.
It's I think we all going through that ourselves. So why do you think the women struggle with perfectionism so much? Well, why do we have these?
I think that there are 3 different reasons why it can begin, and then we take off. We take it off just our own selves. The first one would be familial. So we feel as if we have to be perfect in a certain way in our family to uphold certain standards, right?
Yeah.
Mom and dad do it this way, and they only like me, or they only congratulate me or celebrate me when I do it this way. So
yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
I mean, I've noticed that I'm one of these who just goes heads in. Like, if there is something comes into my mind, I want to do it. Now I've changed, but a few years ago I had to wait it to be perfect. I had to wait everything to be exactly how it was expected from my own presumption, and I wouldn't start doing it unless it was perfect. But then I realized I was just holding myself back from from all the other opportunities. And I thought, I'm not going to wait it to be perfect. I'm just going to get out there and do it, and I'll perfect it on the way. But it takes a long time to get to that position, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, it's smoke and mirrors, essentially. If you think that you can perfect this one piece, you know, whether it be your copy on your website or having your course program be perfect in every single way, then you won't have to do the other stuff. And that's the stuff that really scares you, or you won't open yourself up to judgment from someone else.
It's that worry of being judged, isn't it? It's usually, especially in business, and then the fear of failure also stops people taking that first step going forward. What do you think?
So true. Most perfectionists are high achievers. They're used to being the go-to person, you know, to be seen, because they always make it the best that it can be. So they have to uphold that standard.
So what action can we start to break free from these masks of perfectionism then?
Well, it's the awareness that you have it, right? The awareness that you know. Perfectionism, I often say, is a masked procrastination. So it's that one thing that's holding you back. Some things that you can do immediately to shift from having to have it be perfect and to actually just have it be completed is the first thing I say is to develop apathy. Not apathy around your feelings or your clients or your actual business, but apathy around the results that you desire.
Okay.
Because perfectionists think of it has to be that perfect result. There has to be a certain amount of people that sign up to come to the summit. There has to be a certain amount of this, right? It's not great unless we sell 100 or 100,000 products.
Yeah.
But what happens if you take the number out of it and just do it? Just show up. Because so often, if we don't have 100 people or 100,000 people sign up for whatever it is that we're selling in our business, we don't show up the way that we would want to be. We don't show up 100% because we've allowed our ego to get in the way.
That's true. It's so true. It's so true. So get out ego. Get the ego out the way. Get the ego out the way, ladies. Don't ego stop you doing what you want to do.
Yeah, my favorite thing that I tell my clients all the time is allow your purpose to be greater than your ego.
Wow, that's brilliant. That could be a strap line to your next book.
Yeah, if you repeat that to yourself throughout the day, you'll start to realize sometimes you hold yourself back from doing things because you're just afraid that what someone else might think.
Yeah, I know. I've been, only very lately, I've always tried to perfect everything I am doing, and I realized I was actually holding my opportunities. And I hear a lot of my entrepreneur friends doing the same thing, and they have something in their head. I think it's our own perception of ourselves and what we think people think of us, but people don't even think of us probably, do they?
No, they don't. In all actuality, there are so many people who are actually looking at you, impressed at how strong you are for going forward, for sharing your story, for doing all of those things. There are more people who are actually looking at you in a positive light than there would ever be in a negative light.
That's true. It's so important actually to just think what you are doing, why you are doing it. I think when you just focus on your own why, the rest just falls into place, because you're only focused on your own why. You don't really care what others are thinking or what's the results. You're just doing it because once you do that, the results always end up being perfect, don't you think?
Yep. Yeah, in some ways it's also like the law of attraction, right? Because if you're always thinking it's not working out the way that I want, you're going to be hit with more obstacles.
My next question is going to be, how long did it take you to write your Little Miss Perfect?
Okay, so it's actually really interesting because I first wrote Little Miss Perfect when about 6 years ago.
Okay.
And I started pitching it to publishers right around that point. It was right when the publishing world was changing. So I got a couple of publishers who told me that they would be interested in working with me, but only once I built up my social media following.
Okay.
Yes, it was all about now you have to start doing your marketing, which is a big thing now, especially for books. So I got a little intimidated and I shelved the book and I didn't look at it again until the beginning of COVID. I was like, oh, sounds like it's a perfect time to pick up the book again. I'm stuck in the house. What can I do, right?
Yeah.
It's time to pick up the book. So I rewrote it. And this time it was different because I have grown so much more. I've done so much more personal development work. So the book changed and it became more authentic and more vulnerable and more real.
Wow.
And yeah,
It evolved.
so I think it evolved so much. It evolved so much. And I was able to share every piece of myself that I would have never been able to share 6 years ago had it been published.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
I can't wait to read it.
So I think that it was the universe kind of telling me, you know, that it's not your time to do it now. And this was the time. And then I ended up publishing it and it became an Amazon bestseller.
Wow, it's amazing. It's amazing. So how would you help these people, entrepreneurs in business who are trying to perfect themselves before they launch or before they take the next step in their businesses? How could you actually help them to clear that out of their mind and just get to that next step?
Perfectionists are the opposite of what they need to be because they need to be action takers. Because you can't get anywhere unless you start taking action, right? Small steps, big steps, whatever it is, it's never going to lead to a result if you don't take any action. So it's all about actually putting stuff out there before it's ready, before you're ready, you know, just putting it out there all the time. One thing that I was also going to say about shifting past perfectionism is that perfectionists always see things as black and white. It's you know, it's a win or a loss, failure or gain. And in all actuality, for business owners, there's no real win or loss because every single step you make along the way is a win.
Exactly.
So if you, yeah, in between the black and white, there's this huge area of gray. So you're always taking a step forward. So in the example of maybe, you know, launching your own first virtual summit, if you have that expectation for how it's going to turn out and it doesn't turn out that way, you don't realize that you actually did the launch. You actually did all of the marketing. You actually recruited the speakers to be guests on the summit. You did your email automation. You did all of these massive wins.
I can't believe I did it.
Right? Go you struggling perfectionist. I'm kidding.
I am actually just pushing my own boundaries, but I've realized that it is possible, and I'm trying to prove that to myself first and then to people around me, because I hear from a lot of my business owner friends that they're trying to, like, I've got one friend, she's trying to launch a homeware. She can't do it because she doesn't think her logo is perfect enough, or she can't find the right filling for the cushions because she can't decide if she should go with the duck feather or she should. I'm just like, get the damn thing out, you know, don't think about it.
And that's some kind of BS, right? What you're saying right there. And the thing with that is that you hold on to little pieces so much that you don't realize that you're wasting 6 months to a year on this one thing, that once you actually start moving, it's going to change.
Yeah, so true. It's so true. I just want to ask our audience if anybody has any questions for beautiful Melissa. Anyone would like to ask any question about perfectionism? Is any of you out there struggling with perfectionism? Because it would be very, you've got her here, ladies. Ask any questions you would like to, because I think it's not just for people in business. I think people in general, we seem to have these higher expectations of ourselves that we think that people think of us. How do we get out of that is another summit probably.
Exactly. When we first started talking about in the beginning, the stages of how do you know if you're a perfectionist or where does it come from? So it's familial. It's also societal. If you look at everything that's going on in society when we're scrolling through social media, or you see the perfect body on TV and you don't really see what's happening in the background, right?
True. So we've got Galia Orm here. She's she's one of my very good friends. She's the owner of Chocolate Company, and she said, "Just love everything Melissa said. So true that we don't value all we've achieved along the way and see things in black and white." It's so true.
It is so true. Perfectionists also have that blueprint for life, like that set of expectations of how everything is supposed to unfold. But life doesn't work that way. And that's why we don't put ourselves forward.
I know. I was just talking to another friend, and she's like, I want to launch something, but I need to lose weight. I just went, why? You're not gonna model for your clothes. She's like, yeah, but they're gonna come and photograph me, and I want to look slim. And I said,
can you have her call me, please? Have her call me right now.
I think we are our own blockage, aren't we?
The thing is that we strive for perfection. We want to be this certain way, but in all actuality, nobody resonates with perfect.
Exactly.
So if she wants to be the perfect body, most likely she's not going to reach the women that she wants to reach because they're not going to like that.
No, that is so true. So true. I mean, that's me. I mean, English is my second language. When I first started running my business, I was trying to master the technical parts of my job and trying to understand and how to explain. It's just then I just found myself trying to explain things in a second language. I thought I would embarrass myself, and I thought people don't care how I say it. They just know that I'm trying to help, and that's what matters. And that's when I just moved away from that. I have to be perfect if I'm going to speak this language. I'm going to be perfect if I'm going to speak this language. But they don't care. They just want to be helped. And I just realized I was there. This is what I was saying. My why was to help people wear the right clothes and the right fitting clothes. And that's what mattered. I understood them. That's all that mattered. It didn't matter if I told them in the right color or right words. So we've got Sam Adams. She's another woman on a mission. She's a coach also. She says perfectionism, I think, is growing due to social media. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's certain people, a majority of people who only show a certain side, and they get on their camera and they take a position with their body in a certain way, and they're actually not showing you what's really going on there. Don't you just love the women who actually do the side screenshot and they say, this is me fake posing, and then there's me as a you love people who are that honest and authentic.
I know. I've got this friend, Lindsay. She's also an influencer on social media, but I love her posts. Like, she would share a photo of her beautiful girls, but looking really cute. And then next photo, but the reality was this. To take that photo, it took me all these to take. It's so cute, and it is so true.
That's what resonates the most with people.
It is so true. Well, thank you for being with us, Melissa. I've been enjoying this. Brilliant.
There's one thing that I was thinking. For a while, I held myself back with my own story in life. And I had told myself that because I was a high school dropout, I couldn't equate to be more. That I couldn't help people, or that, I was just that. And then one day I went to Dr. Google and I Googled successful high school dropouts.
Really?
Successful high school dropouts. And there came billionaires and millionaires. And so this was my story that I had been telling myself for decades, that I couldn't be this because of that. And I think everyone has a, I can't be this because of that. And it's not the truth. It's a thought that we've made real in our head. What ended up happening is that I found out that Richard Branson was a high school dropout.
Really?
Simon Cowell was a high school dropout. Yeah, there were millions and millions of people. And of course, you know, money doesn't equal impact, or it's not the end of the world, but money does create the impact where we can change lives and do more. So
yeah, but not everybody starts with money. I mean, yes, there are some, and I don't even call them lucky either, because luck has got nothing to do with your success. You make it happen. Means people having a lot of money or not having money doesn't make the business success. What makes the business success is your determination and your self-belief, your drive, your passion and compassion for your business in general, and how much you really want to help people, isn't it?
And your commitment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, we've got Nikolai says, it seems that it's all a very fine balancing act. On one hand, aiming for perfectionism can be a positive bar to set yourself, a point to focus on for continual self-improvement, but realizing that you can never be perfect can also be a bit of a stick to beat yourself with. True.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I love these topic actually, Melissa. Thank you for these. And I want to tell all the audience that there is, you have got a little gift for our audience, haven't you?
Yeah, I have a couple of gifts. So Little Miss Perfect is actually still on a Black Friday holiday sale at Amazon. So you can get it as an ebook or a paperback for less than half the price.
Brilliant.
Of what it typically is. Yep. I have an advanced authentic sales script for building authentic relationships over social media. You can get that for free over at my website, loveyourlifecommunity.com.
I'll talk.
Yeah. So when we were talking about perfection, I was originally saying it's societal, familial, or it's personal. So that's a big thing to kind of, you know, look into yourself and see, are you the person who's putting this standard on yourself, and why? I have a question over here. I'm going to put this in. Yes, if you say that you are from this summit, you can have a free 45-minute strategy session to push past perfectionism in your business.
So will they be able to just go onto your website and sign up? Is there a section where they can find this?
Yeah, there's the freebie, and then if they want to, they can connect with me. There's a contact me, and they can tell me that they're from here. I just put it in the website above. Does it work? loveyourlifecommunity.com. You can find me in everything social, or my website is Love Your Life Community.
I love it.
For me personally, when I struggled a lot in the beginning of creating my business, and it was the perfectionism that held me back. But I also found that I had a really hard time with building a community of people that wanted to work with me, not just be my friend. That's a big thing. Everyone is always looking for the vanity metrics in the beginning. It's kind of like that little teaser.
It's funny, today I was reading an email, or was it a Facebook post? Somebody said, if you wanna grow your business, you've got to work with people with business mind, or because the people who are around you as a hobby, they will never get your business to next step.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what's happening so much with so many women out there who want to create an impact, but they get blinded by these things that don't help them, and then they get stuck in it.
Yeah. Just best to really surround yourself with woman who would take you to next step. It's very important. It's really important.
Just like the beautiful ladies are in here.
Yay!
Yeah, you know, it's so beautiful. And it's so important for business owners to maintain and build authentic relationships and connections.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me.
You are so kind to stay online with us.